Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is
Salam.
Muhammad Fahmi Farquan bin Fazli. I am from the MMV. My matrix number is B0717108880. Okay, today we are going to do some discussion. The topics for discussion is rules of OSH legal requirements in business management and occupational safety and health act in Malaysia and its salient features. Before we start our discussion, I hope that all my group members can introduce yourself first.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul Rahim bin Muhammad Amin. My matric number is B07171100C. Okay, I'm from VMV. Okay, next.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Danish bin Anwar. So my matric cards number is B0717109004. So I'm from the BMMV class. So actually for this subject and topic, we want to gain more knowledge about the occupational safety and health for the further study. Okay, I will pass to the first presenter is Fahmi Zakwan. So you can
Okay,
continue.
okay. Based on our topic for discussion, the first question I want to ask is, did anyone knows what is factory and machinery 1967?
Okay, the factory and the machinery, 1967, or Act 139 is to provide the control of the factory on matter relating to the safety, health, welfare of a person, and registration and inspection of machinery. Okay,
Okay.
the factory and machine have effective control and prevent hazard. Anyone know
Oh,
what's that? Control and
okay.
prevent hazard. Okay.
Actually, I want to interrupt some point for your question.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the first one that I know the effectively control and prevent hazard, employer should. The first one is involve worker who often have the best understanding of the condition that create hazard and insight into how they can be controlled. Okay, and then for the next point is I want to give identify and evaluate option for controlling hazard using a hierarchy of control. And then the other points is use a hazard control plan to guide the selection and complement and implementation of control and implement control according to the plan. And then the other than that, develop plans with measure to protect workers from emergency and non-routine activity. And then the next point is that I can give evaluate the effectiveness of existing control to determine whether they continue to provide protection or whether different control may be more effective, renew new technologies for their potential to be more protective and more reliable or less costly. Okay,
oh,
yeah, that's all from point from me. Sorry, I have another question that I don't know about the what is Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. Someone can give me some answer that can gain my
okay,
knowledge.
okay. I can give the answer for your question. Okay, actually, this Occupational Safety and Health Act is to make further provision for securing the safety, health, and welfare of each person at work. Okay, the function is to protect others against risk, uh, to make sure their safety and health in connection with the activities of the person at the workplace. Okay, besides that, This act also is to establish the National Council of Occupational Safety and Health and for matters connected therewith.
Actually, this occupational safety and health have their aim to achieve or something else.
Oh, okay. About the aim of the act, to secure the safety, health, and welfare of person at work against risk to safety arising out the activity of a person at work. Okay. Second,
Okay.
to protect person at a place of work other than person at work against risk to safety and health arising out the activity person at work. Third, to promote occupational environment for person at work, which is to adapt their psychological and psychological needed. Okay, lastly, their aim to provide the means whereby the associate occupational safety and health may to progressively replaced by a system of regulation and approved industry code of practice operating in combination with the provision of the act designed to maintain or improve the standard of a safety and health. Okay, that's all. But I have some question
Okay, what is the
for you all.
question, Rahim?
Okay.
Okay.
Again, to the who in charge in the occupational safety and health by the Act 1994,
So do you mean who is in
OSHA.
charge? Who is in charge in this
Yeah,
act?
who in charge?
Or in this OSHA 1984?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay. May I answer your question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay. For your question, who is in charge? The first one is the occupational safety and health is enforced by the Department of Occupational Safety and Health. The short form name
Oh.
is DOSH.
Oh.
Dosh.
It is a government department under the Ministry of Human Resources Malaysia. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Department of Occupational Safety and Health, DOSH, is to ensure through enforcement and promotional work the employees, self-employed person, manufacturers, designers, importers, suppliers, and employees always practice safe and health at workplace. It is also always comply with existing legislation, guidelines, and code practice.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Do
Next,
Danish?
I think I want
Do
to ask a question. Maybe okay. I want to ask. Anyone can answer this. My question. Do you guys know how to implement selected controls in workplace based on Factory and Machinery 1967 Act?
Oh, okay. Actually, I want to answer your question
Okay.
because I know about this app, how to implement selected control. So the first one is once hazard prevention and control measure have been identified, they should be implemented according to the hazard control plan.
Okay.
So the first point that I can give is implement hazard control measure according to the priorities established in the hazard control plan. Okay. And then the other point that I can use to answer your question is when resources are limited, implement measure on a worst first basis according to the hazard ranking priorities. It means like risk, as known as RIS, established during hazard identification and assessment.
Okay.
So this one also note to the regardless of limited resources, employers have an obligation to protect workers from recognized serious hazard. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So and then I have another point that I can give.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Promptly implement any measure that are easy and inexpensive. So the general housekeeping removal of obvious tripping hazards such as electrical cords, basic lighting, regardless of the level of hazard they involve. So that's my answer for your question.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Actually, I have some question that I want to give to Abdurrahim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what is the models of OSH management? Can you give your
Okay.
answer?
Okay. The OSH management, as we know, the traditional OSH management are used to set the the OSH management used to set the focus on the avoidance of punishment and expert knowledge. The main goal was establish a regulation compliant. In in contrast, modern management aim to improve the performance. Active worker enrich goal beyond legal prescription. Uh, health, health and safe management is seen as a part of the general company management.
Mm.
Therefore, OSH experts strongly recommend some basic elements that should be taken into account.
Okay, I think the point that you said, the basic element that should be taken into account.
Yeah.
I know the elaboration.
Oh,
Okay,
you know the some basic element lah.
yeah, may I interrupt
Okay.
your point? Okay,
Okay.
the some of basic elements that should be taken into account is measurable objective for safety and health should be set and be part of the company's policy. The objective and
Okay.
policy are transparent and supported by management and the workers. Next is it is to measure the measurement should be implemented following defined processes and responsibilities. The workers and their representatives should be involved. Besides that, an action shall be based on a risk assessment and not only cover corrective but also preventive measure.
Okay.
The performance in safety and health at work should be checked on regular basis with the measurable performance indicator. Uh, the lesson should be learned and be mainstream in an improvement cycle, and
Yeah.
the result of the lesson learned should be provided should be promoted in training session for management and workers.
Okay.
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 Now I know
You
about
guys
that.
understand what I am explaining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
understand.
understand.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So next, I got the question
Okay.
for you all. What is the strategy for improving the occupational safety and health management performance?
Okay, actually, I want to answer your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the strategies for improving occupational safety and health?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one is among the most common error that occur is the inadequate response to the new and emerging risks at the workplace.
Okay.
Mhm.
Besides that, the most prominent example is the issue of psychosocial and organization risk, despite the fact that they currently belong to the most important OSH risk factor. Okay, they are
Okay.
indicator that the management of psychosocial risk not only remains an uncovered issue in OSH management. Okay, but also in certification audit. And then further frequent point of non-compliance with legal provision are. So the first one I want to elaborate more.
Okay.
So if someone know about this, you can also can interrupt my my answer. Okay,
Point.
I think
my point.
you can just go with your elaboration.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the first one is focusing on accident prevention only instead of ill health prevention in general. Okay, that
Yeah.
is for the first point. And then the second point is not including external service provider. It's mean like maintenance worker or cleaners. Okay, the
Oh,
next
okay.
point, okay, the next point is not including workplace of temporary workers. And then
Oh,
not meeting formalities. It's mean like documentation of risk assessment. And for the last point that I can give is not involving workers or their representative. Okay. So
oh,
I
okay.
hope you understand what I try to give
Reason.
the answer. Okay. Okay. And then Fahmi Zakwan,
Yes.
actually I have some question for you. What is the sector that the Department of Occupational Safety and Health is mean like you as known as DOSH cover up? So can you give your answer?
So may I repeat your question? Your question is,
Okay.
what is the sector that DOSH cover up? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The Department of Occupational Safety and Health, DOSH, is the government agency mainly responsible for administrating, managing, and enforcing legislation related to occupational safety and health.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
In this country, with the vision to cultivate OSH culture in every workplace and to make every job and task safe and healthy.
Okay.
Okay, DOSH is responsible for ensuring the safety, health, and welfare of people at work, as well as protecting other people and public from safety and health hazards arising from the activities in the following sectors.
Okay.
Okay, under the manufacturing, the first sector is mining and quarrying. Second
Oh.
one is construction. Okay. The
Okay.
third one is hotels and restaurant.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Next is agriculture, forestry, and fishing. Then
Oh,
transport, storage, and communication. And then
okay.
public services and statutory authorities. Uh, Utilities, under utilities is gas, electricity, water, and sanitary services.
Oh. Okay.
Uh, Finance, insurance, real estate, and business services. And the last one is wholesale and retail trades. That's all
Oh.
the DOSH cover in under manufacturing.
Oh. Now I
Oh,
understand.
okay, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
as we talk about DOSH and OSHA before this,
Yeah.
do you guys know what is the difference between OSHA and DOSH? Can someone explain? Maybe Rahim can explain what is OSHA, and Danish maybe
Okay.
you can answer what is DOSH.
Oh.
Okay. OSHA 1994 was made consider of the fact the FMA 1967, which provide to control the factories.
Okay.
Only cover sector such as manufacturing, mining, quarrying, and construction. The worker are covered by the FMA 1967 only consists 24% of the nation total manpower. While OSHA 1994 covered 90% of the nation total manpower. So the object of OSHA 1994 are to secure
Do you mean the
the
objective?
yeah, the
Okay.
objective.
Okay.
Okay, the objective of OSHA to secure the safety, health, welfare of a person at work, again risk to safety arising of the activity per se at work. Like Fahmi said,
Before this.
yang Fahmi before this.
Okay.
Okay, second, to protect a person at a place of work other than people at work again risk to safety arising out the activity of person at work. Third, to promote a occupational environment for person at work which is adapt to their psychological and psychological needed. Like I said, okay, to provide the main whereby whereby the associate occupational safety and health legislation may be progressively replaced by a system of regulation and approved industry code of the practice operating in the combination with the provision on this act to improve the standard of safety and health. Okay, for those I give to Danish to
Okay,
elaborate more.
thank you, Mr. Rahim.
Yeah.
So for my session is I want uh, to to explain about the DOSH between DOSH and OSH.
Okay.
So DOSH is a department under the Ministry of Human Resource.
Mm.
This
Oh.
department is responsible for ensuring the safety, health, and welfare of people at work, as well as protecting other people from the safety and health hazard in the industry sector, specified in the first schedule of OSHA 1994, which includes the following. So before this, Fahmi Zakwan already told about the DOSH,
Sector.
DOSH, yeah,
Mm.
manufacturing. Then I will give that for the second. I mean the for the knowledge.
Do you mean do
Okay.
you want to
Uh,
repeat the
Rewind.
answer?
yeah.
Okay, just
Yeah.
just tell first.
Okay. The first one is manufacturing,
Yeah.
and the second mining and quarry, and then construction, and then agriculture, forestry, and fishing, and then utilities. Beside that, transport, storage, and communication, wholesale and retail trades, hotel and restaurant, finance, insurance, real estate, and business service. And last one is public services and statutory authorities. Okay.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that is my
Answer.
answer for
Okay.
your question for me. Okay.
Okay. That's what we discuss everything about OSH and DOSH, all the discussion that we talked. So I'm going to conclude everything about the OSH and DOSH. Okay.
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 Okay. Actually, for the conclusion, I think there is considerable evidence of significant ergonomics influence in OSHA, but
Okay.
uh, its role has either been defined, understood, and perhaps confused. There is no specific act, regulation, or guideline available to explain ergonomics implementation in general, much like what safety issue have does for the act. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, on the safety management at the workplace, such as self-regulation, consultation, and cooperation, some parts of the act refer to ergonomics and are detailed enough to merit taking action. Okay. Other than that, uh, there are more indirect and fuzzy. Many consideration needs to be studied before an ergonomics act, regulation, or guideline can be developed. There is a lot of debate and most of the question mentioned that ergonomics couldn't be qualified, especially for MSD or CTS problem. Okay,
Okay.
there is a need to design a research methodology for setting more ergonomics friendly guideline, regulation, or act after considering some effect factors. Okay, there certainly is a lot of room for new research in this area to promote a better industry and extending its application elsewhere. Okay, I think that's all for
Okay.
our discussion, and I
Okay.
hope we after this discussion, everything about OSH and DOSH regulation or the act, we are going to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also with me. So I agree with your all answer, and thank you from me to you, both of you. So, and thank you also for all
Okay.
for everything. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for all uh, that discuss of this OSHA and regulation.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright,
And
Assalamualaikum.
assalamualaikum.
Okay.
Salam.
Waalaikumsalam.